Well, my friends, Paladin class, yes or no? There is a new interview here from Windows Central with Rod Ferguson. So he says, on the Paladin matters, we definitely heard the feedback. We know people are excited about Paladins. Diablo 4 Leads talks about taking a new direction of the Spiritborn class and more about Vessel of Hatred. We sat down with Rod Ferguson and Brent Gibson. This guy is general franchise lead, and this one is the leader of the Vessel of Hatred expansion to chat everything Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. Okay, so what you need to know. In an interview with Rod Ferguson and Brent Gibson, we asked why Spiritborn was chosen as the first class and not the Paladin. Emphasis here on first class. I'm pretty sure they talked about annual expansions, guys. And the Paladin is some version of a holy sword and broad kind of class. I think has a very good chance of being the next class. The developers want a class that fits with the new era and the story they wish to tell with the Vessel of Hatred expansion. Yeah, I mean the Paladin would not really fit into the jungle, right? It would be more fitting like into the high heavens or into some, you know, monastery or some stuff like this where the holy stuff makes more sense. It could also be an angelic class, this kind of stuff. Season 6 will run concurrently with the expansion. That is some big news. The team is already playing and testing how that interaction will work. So guys, we have confirmation. Season 6 and Vessel of Hatred are both going to start October 8th. That actually puts the seasons, so right now it's June. And we already know in the game it says that the season 5 is starting August 6th. And that also means that then the season 5 is only going to be 2 months long. So we're probably going to get the mid-season patch here sometime soon. Then we're going to get season 5 and a PTR for season 5 probably this month. Then we have the dev tag on the 18th about more details on the Spiritborn class. Then we have season 5 start in August 6th. And then just 2 months after that, October 8th, Season 6 will start. And we will be playing Vessel of Hatred and the new class. Man, there is a lot going on in the Diablo world. And it is truly amazing. But yeah, let's learn more about the Paladin. But that's some big news, my friends. That's some big news. It's confirmed. We have been speculating on this. But yeah, expansion and Season 6 will start at the same time. So we'll probably all be, you know, on a new character. And traveling to the south here and leveling somewhere in Natu here in the forest, in Tristram, Travincal or Kuras or something like this. Man, that's gonna be a ton of fun. Diablo 4 launch, assuming that players want the loot grind of Diablo 2, and the negative reception to the Uber grind led to a lot of realization amongst the team and changes we see today. Yeah, the Uber uniques, for those of you who don't know, back in the days, completely impossible, absolutely impossible to get. I think you would, somebody did some calculations. There was like millions and millions of players and no Uber uniques dropping. It would have basically been like you winning the lottery like 10 times in a row or something. During the Xbox showcase, we got a new gruesome trailer, yes. Following this showcase, Jess Coden and a handful of other media representatives were lucky enough to sit down with Rod Ferguson, GM of Diablo, and Associate Game Director to ask some burning questions about the upcoming DLC. During the chat, we learned more about the team's thought process when introducing a new class to the Diablo 4 universe, including the question on many players' minds. Why? Why not the Paladin, man? I mean, I personally would have been... I think the Spiritborn looks pretty cool, but I would have been even more hyped when we had Paladin. I absolutely love the Paladin in Diablo 2, but I think it's coming, guys, in the next expansion. Annual expansion, so maybe in 2025 with the Paladin. We'll see, man, but this is definitely going to be my next main class next to Barbarian. Paladin Diablo 2, man, W. We also got to hear a lot more about how the core experience of Diablo 4 will or will not be impacted by purchasing the expansion, and some insights into what the team thought players wanted when Diablo 4 launched and what they actually want, as we've seen with the incredible success of Season 4 Loot Reborn. Why? This is the big question, guys, but why is there no Paladin in Diablo 4? Wait, where's this teaser coming from? Yeah, I'm not sure if this one is from Blizzard or not. But that looks hella cool. We asked the burning question on many players' lips following the big reveal of the new Spiritborn class. Why not Paladin? Players have been crying. Okay, we've been crying. Yeah, we have been passionately shouting for a paladin. We're not been crying, man. The customer is always right. If you want paladin or any type of like holy class, they will make a paladin, guys. The customer is king. If you don't want to do renown every season, they will remove it, no matter on how hard they push back before. We are the customers. Crying, man. We have passion. We care. For a sword and broad style class since the launch of Diablo 4, having a paladin in Diablo 2, yes, man. And a crusader in Diablo 2, it felt like a gunning omission from the game so far. When a new class was teased, despite the developers already telling us this new class would be new. Well, I mean, you know, they said it's a new class, but it could always been a mixture. And Spiritborn could have kind of had some paladin traits, but we'll see. Many people were like speculating with the leaked images and stuff that we saw that it might be like this shield glyph with wings and stuff. Because we already had this artwork out there, definitely, where you saw like a figure that looked like someone like a paladin. And something not seen in the Diablo universe before. But some still held out hope. Yeah, we did, man. Spiritborn could have had a shield and wings. So why? But I'm all for it, guys. Like, make a full-fledged like paladin. And a paladin would be an easy win for the Diablo developers in terms of giving people what they want. Did they choose to launch the Spiritborn as the first new class? Rod Ferguson answers here. When we look at what we had before, what we launched before, we wanted to make sure that we are honoring the path, because we essentially, 10 or so years between Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, we wanted to make sure we had some classic classes. We looked at the Rogue, the Barbarian, the Sorc, and the Necromancer, and the Druid. When you look at making a new class, you're looking at both fitting in and making something new. What are the different playstyles you don't quite have yet? Like, if there's things that you want to have, that play different ways, you're going to look, okay, but also knowing, because, okay, it's a recognition that we are going to a new place with Naruto. They definitely, basically are saying here, guys, that they wanted to fit the story narrative, basically. But it sounds like, and let's read on, that they definitely have the paladin in mind here. It's a recognition that we are going to a new place with Naruto, and we wanted to have a class that was a part of that design. I don't think the Spiritborn will satisfy the sword and board playstyle, so he recognizes that. People more often than not, people are sort of rewarding facing, okay? We did a lot of nostalgic in the first 5 classes, and so we felt at least for the first one, and I think he's the first one, the first new class, the first expansion one. So he's hinting, man, many hints against Paladin or a holy, you know, whatever they call it, sword and board class being next. We have to be able to look beyond nostalgia and start breaking new ground on classes and try new things. So Gibson here also wanted something born of the jungle, right? Yeah, they just talk a lot more about the fantasy. It's a long interview. They talk more about the fantasy here. See if we have some more key takeaways here. The being thematically relevant was important, very important. And yeah, I mean, it very much fits with what they say here in interviews and also what we see in those amazing trailers. Like with those shots, man. It's true, like a paladin in this expansion would have felt, you know, a bit out of place, right? There's nothing like holy or heavenly or angelic about the expansion. Like it goes like a very different direction, like, you know, more based in like nature. And really the Mephisto and Act 3 or Kurast, what we're used to. There's a lot on the screen here. Season 4 success and how that fits into the wider plans for Vessel of Hatred. So yeah, guys, I mean, they're strongly hinting at that this paladin might be coming. At least for the first one, guys. They wanted to fit the story. We'll see for the next one. But yeah, man, I sure want the paladin, and the players sure want the paladin, so I'm sure it's only a matter of time, guys, until we get a paladin. I'm gonna link this interview below. And let's continue reading here. Season 4 success and how that fits into the wider plans for Vessel of Hatred expansion. So here, they're blasting the Helltide, man. That is just so good. Season 4 has been widely received, breaking Diablo 4's concurrent player record on Steam. Nearly a month into the season. Yeah, actually the player retention was insane, guys. The Root Reborn, I mean, for me, it also really struck at home. That was really good. All the changes that we're talking about leading up all the way to Season 4 is a part of a grander plan to continue to improve the game. It's definitely a road to Vessel of Hatred we're working on. Just to have the opportunity to really talk to the community, understand they are looking out for the game. Because honestly, the game isn't really ours anymore. It's theirs. It's our game, my friends. They are listening to us, to the community, to everybody involved, everybody playing, everybody giving feedback on the different channels, whether it's on X, on the forums, anywhere, you know. And that's amazing. All of these things meet up each other. We're excited about what it means for the new expansion. Loot Reborn is just the start of Diablo 4's improvements. Loot Reborn addressed a lot of pain points over itemization and endgame activities. I mean, I can personally say I'm so happy that Diablo 4 with the pit and also to some degree with the bosses, new level 200 Uber bosses, finally has some challenging endgame variable. It's not just a complete one-shot fest all the time, like, you know. Remember in Season 2 when we like one-shot Lilith, we one-shot everything in the game, man. And now at least there is some challenge, and this is definitely something I hope, and it looks like with the new co-op mode coming, the new endgame activities coming, that they are building upon these endgame that has like a low-level entry, like it's very easy, you know, for a casual or a beginning player to get into Diablo 4. And this is really important as well, that the story, the introduction to the game feels good. But I think for the long-term players, it's also, and also to keep the players interested in the game, it's also equally important to have the ceiling and some, you know, hard game content or harder game content that you can't just face roll. So you have some goal, something to strive for, you know, to improve your character even further. So Ferguson, we've heard feedback about what Season 1 was like, and obviously what felt great about Season 2, and then Season 3 maybe didn't live up to the same level. Yeah, it definitely did not. But yeah, they're turning it around, guys. Season 4 exists the way it does with the success it's having because of the other 3 seasons. Yeah, it's like a way to get there. That part of being a live service is what with each season we iterate and we learn and we build upon that. So there is no Season 4 without Season 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it's a journey, right? And the feedback that the players gave us, so all of us, all of you guys, really feel good that the loot feels in a really great spot right now. The notion is now at the end game, either the pit to get masterworking, to make better weapons, to go deep into the pit to get better masterworking. When you're level 100, what do? The pit is the answer. We didn't have that before. Exactly. At level 100, the game was essentially over for many people. Just make a new character. Now we look at what are the other aspects. So this is hinting like towards Season 5, towards Season 6 with the Vessel of Hatred. I was with a friend that came over around the expansion. I always complained to him about only having one place to get glyph experience. Could we please get glyph experience in something other than Nightmare? I mean, we had Abattoir of Zir, right? But yeah, those sort of things is good. We look at how and what the progression is like. How do we think about how leveling up works, how Paragon works, and how these sort of things. And I think now we are having this really juicy kind of hook where people want to temper their gear and masterwork their gear and chasing items. I think now we look to the future and go like, okay, how do we think about the other aspects of that? Yeah, that's a fantastic, man. They hinted at this, like there is new skills and new skill systems coming with Vessel of Hatred. Completely new skills, like we saw weapon throw on the Barbarian, for example, in the data mine. And this kind of like really changes like the playstyle of a lot of builds, and I'm really looking forward to that. Still adding more modes and things like that. We have a roadmap for things that we want to do, and we know what's coming in Season 5, and we're really excited about what that's going to do. Man, I'm right there with you. Super excited. We're still adding more modes and things like that. We have a roadmap for the first things we want to do. Okay. The PTR we did for Season 4 was phenomenal. Yeah, this was a big W for sure. Yeah, and I hope they're going to continue this route, guys, that they're going to have a public test realm where everybody that wants to can do QA and just testing for free and give feedback for free to Blizzard. I mean, it's just such a W for everybody, right? The players that want to do it for free can help them make a better game for all of us again. It's great. Before the PTR, you couldn't trade uniques. And so we did the PTR and then we said, okay, how's it looking? Yeah, and we really like the trading, right? That's really cool. Learning what new Diablo player base wants from a Diablo game and not just recreating Diablo 2. Oh man, but those are good times though, look at that. Fighting Diablo, guys, shocker. I think in one of these annual expansions, and call me crazy here, there is annual Diablo 4 expansions coming, and we are playing a game called Diablo 4. Call me crazy here, but at some point, guys, in these expansions, you know, maybe we'll get to fight, you know, Diablo. It's not Lilith 4. This was a beautiful fight, man. Not even death can save you from me. Who doesn't remember this, man? Great freaking fight, man. This is the first time, I don't know about you guys, but in Diablo 2, this is the first time that I personally have fought Diablo. And the not even death is so good, man, the line. And in German it's like, nicht einmal der Tod kann dich vor mir retten. It's so good. But yeah, you know, maybe at some point Diablo is gonna come to Diablo 4. Diablo 4 was trying too hard to distance itself from the fun, instant gratification and mechanics of Diablo 3 and instead trying to recreate the grind of Diablo 2. Rod and Brand mentioned that the inspiration of Diablo 2 specifically in this chat and how the team perhaps overestimate how successful repackaging the grind will be. Yeah, I mean, especially the itemization in Diablo 2 was just such a big win. And, you know, maybe at some point, guys, and many people want this, and I want this as well, we're gonna see runes and rune words. That would be so cool. Also, more stuff on the crafting system and maybe even charms. Man, that would be, like, I think runes is the most important of this, but like runes and rune words in Diablo 2 was just such a major W. Yeah, we'll see. When you launch something, you're always doing it with the set of assumptions. Okay, a lot of text here. I mean, you can read this, guys. It's getting into quite some details on just philosophy. There's a name called Holy Grail. Yeah, a challenge to get every item. People are blasting this one here. Vessel of Hatred will impact the game regardless of if player purchases it or not. So this is really cool to see, guys. The expansion will also bring a big patch. Jar Ithbur Enigma, right? Yeah. Teleport on every character, man. But yeah, the Vessel of Hatred expansion will impact the base game a lot with new skills, new Paragon boards, new glyphs, and I bet a bunch of like big patches as well. So that is cool. Even if you don't want to purchase the expansion, guys, it's still gonna like change a lot for you. Diablo 4 has a variety of players and level of commitment. Even with our teams at Windows Center, we have the die-hard daily Helltide grinders and those who play the story. Yeah. How will Vessel of Hatred deliver for these different types of players? So are we, like, they're never gonna access the new zone, right? In terms of big, it's one of the biggest things you look at. When we ship D4, it's basically 5 regions. When you think of it, like Dry Steps, Kostlin, okay, yeah. Continuation of the main story. So we're gonna get to see the main story, we're gonna get see Mephisto. Gibson here, the thing I love about the story the most is you leave off on a big cliffhanger. Yeah. We're trying to make sure that whether you're an Eternal-only player, or a Season player, or a campaign-only player, want to make sure there's stuff for every season we're adding. Oh, that's cool, man. So you see, like, most, or pretty much all of these changes are also coming to Eternal. Gibson here, we have a lot of content for everybody. And the goal here with the expansion is not to do it in a way that took anything away from the core experience. Yeah, that's a huge W, man. You know, like all these core functions that they did to the itemization, that's coming for everybody. It's all going to be additive, man. No multiplicatives. Yeah, that's pretty W. Vessel of Hatred will bring a new dynamic to Diablo 4, but familiar throwbacks to Diablo 2. Man, look at these landscapes. Man, these are so sick. Like, look at the trees and the vines here, the roots going like that. Man, we're gonna be fighting, and this is also in the data mine. We're gonna be fighting in Kurast, probably in the sewers, and also here in Travincal again. Sewer Kurast entrance. I mean, this is basically the entrance to the sewers, right? Like here you go into the sewers somewhere. And we gotta maybe be fighting the council members in Travinkel. Man, those were pretty tough enemies back in the days. There's a lot of nostalgia. So when we talk about new, it's kind of like we are reintroducing a part of the story that many of our gamers weren't even born when we told that story. Oh hell yeah, man! When did Diablo 2 came out? Like 1999 or like early 2000, I think. For a lot of 2001, I think, a lot of destruction. Like, you know, that's like 25 years ago, guys. People that are playing Diablo right now, some people at least, weren't even born, man. When, you know, people got to experience like the Kurast and, you know, the Travinkel and the Mephisto fight and all this crazy stuff, like fighting the Primevals. That's so cool, man. The roots and the jungle. Tune in for more about Vessel of Hatred and the new Spiritborn class in July, guys. Rod and Brett mentioned a few times throughout our chat there will be a deep dive into both the new Spiritborn class and more of what we can expect from the new map expansion. So I'm fully expecting that we're gonna see next month here, July, we're gonna see skills for the Spiritborn, like the class fantasy, you know, the resources it's gonna use, the Paragon boards and stuff. We're probably gonna learn about the mercenaries, like exactly what these are and what they do and stuff. And we're gonna learn about the new skills for each class. Man, it's gonna be a massive hype. I'm pretty sure every class is gonna get at least one, if not multiple skills. Like, you know, the weapon throw for the Barb and things like that. And yeah, the new Paragon boards. Maybe, do you guys think the max level will rise? Like right now we can level to 100. We get a bunch of new Paragon boards and we get a bunch of new legendary glyphs. I think there's a good chance that, you know, we might be able to level up to, I don't know, 110, 120 or something. I don't know. I mean, this is just speculation. Like, who knows? But that could be definitely on the menu, like to just expand on the Paragon boards. Like, I kind of feel like more Paragon boards. It doesn't have to be crazy. You guys hope not? I mean, I'm good either way, you know, like just having more base Paragons, like you just have, you know, like a lot more options in the way that you build your Paragons. That can definitely work. I think the system is pretty decent already, and just expanding on this to add more options, more complexity, and more, like, you know, possible nodes. I would definitely love to see, like I did with the Tears of Blood glyph, like having more range on those glyphs. Like maybe you can even upgrade the glyphs to, I mean, right now it's +4 as the max. The unique glyph, the Tears of Blood, was +5. And, you know, maybe they can upgrade it more so you can get, you know, bigger ranges for bigger multipliers and stuff. I think that would be pretty cool. I don't know, I'd at least like that a lot. Like just multiplying it more and yeah, sort of just getting more stats and more range on these things. So just more combination opportunities. But we'll see. Guys, it's gonna be an amazing time. Here's I'm gonna link that in the description. And yeah, it looks like, I think this is the biggest reveal. I mean, obviously they'll do Paladin long term, guys. If we want a Paladin, and I mean, look at the guy. We will get a Paladin if that's what you want. You know, you tell them on the forums and, you know, opportunities. And I think they already heard us. And I think at least some sort of holy sword and board class is what we will get in one of the next annual expansions. And the big thing is here, Season 4 will run concurrently with the expansion. So we will get expansion launch and Season 6 launch on October 8th. And it already says it in-game. I'm going to go out here right now. Season 5 is going to be in August 6th, guys. And this is all means that the seasons are shorter. And we always have a big... Actually, did they remove this? Oh, here it is. You guys can see here, like there's two things. You can click here, October 8th. And you can click here, August 6th. Like we have both the dates for Season 5, August 6th. And for Season 6, October 8th. And that means, guys, that we hopefully gonna get the mid-season patch here very soon, because it's not long until August. And this is the beginning of August. And it also means we're gonna probably get the PTR for Season 5 soon. And then maybe they'll do a beta for Vessel of Hatred, but and then in July we have the announcement, so there's just gonna be the detailed live stream. So we're gonna get so many news leading up to Vessel of Hatred, and this is less than 4 months away. I'm super hyped, guys. I hope you enjoyed the overview. Again, the interview is in the description. Big shout out here to Windows Central. I'm pumped, my friends, and I'll see you soon. GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.